Can you hear that sound in the background? The one that's been plaguing my life? It's a loud noise. My computer, I think it's the CPU fan. I've taken it apart, dusted it. It's even louder now for some reason. Simple $40 upgrade most likely, but why not just build an entire new PC? We should talk about some stuff. And for those who aren't interested in that, we're going to test a bunch of film simulations from Fuji. And for those not interested in that, kindly mute the video and leave the room. Let your dog watch it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Fuji X-H2S with the 35mm 1.4, Glimmer Glass 1, F-Log 2C, old settings of 4 locked on -1 speed. That's what I used to be able to use, and with the new firmware, we will see what that is like. So we'll switch a bunch of profiles, which has nothing to do with the video at all, but it'll be fun for some of you who are falling asleep right now already. So we'll talk a little YouTube life, PC world. My old PC was built in 2019. It's a Ryzen 5 3600X processor with an RTX 2070 video card, 32 gigs of loser RAM, probably DDR4, 1 terabyte SSD, 2 terabyte non-SSD storage, and I've been living with it. It can do great things. I'm capable of editing 6K 60 RAW. It's not the smoothest thing you ever seen, but as I'm playing, it's not stuttering. But what I've noticed lately is as I'm going on with these more complex builds, like videos where I'm doing wildlife, a bunch of 6K 60 RAW, and I'm filming on the Canon RAW, and I'm dual overlapping, and by the end of the video, it's just getting slower. I'm running out of either video RAM or actual RAM. I have no idea. So now that I have all these different cameras, the C70 with its RAW and the Nikon with its RAW formats, and the file sizes are huge and things are getting complicated, I'm doing all these comparisons. I'm a unique channel in the case that like most people wouldn't need to be able to play 2 side-by-side 8K files, but if I'm gonna compare something in the future, that's what I need. So I need some power, I need some file size, and I'm thinking for the first time in my life to build it myself. No, I'm not qualified, but it's way more money if you get someone else to do it, and it sounds kind of fun to pick all the individual parts, then you're putting it together and you're just like, yeah. And then once you build it, if it ever turns on, you have this sense of accomplishment and you're just like, I did that. Okay, I've now switched to F-Log 1, the original. And no, the F-Log 2C was not straight out of camera. I had to soften it because it scared me when I looked at it. It's too sharp and stabby. So now I had to lower my light. I kept zebras the same. No idea if that was even permissible, by God. So please do chime in the comments. Let me know if you're an expert, you know how to build PCs, and tell me if these parts are sounding underkill or overkill. My budget is $20 million. I've watched a bunch of videos from experts who are saying these are the best PCs and quality components for Davinci Resolve, because that's what I use. I don't need gaming. I'm not a nerd. It seems that right now, Intel seems to be better overall. They can decode more codecs. In fact, all those R5 codecs from the past that I had like serious struggles with, the only reason I don't own an R5 is actually because of that. This new processor could probably slice through it like cake. The i9 14900K seems to be people that are building PCs, that's their go-to right now. What do you think? Decent? Is there something better? I don't want worse than that. But AMD, like, they don't seem to stand a chance right now. And I've had not good luck with my AMD. Right now it's loud. That might cost me $40. No thanks. Okay, we're now on standard. I just sold the TT Artisan 75mm 1.5. Amazing lens. But in my life, I don't need that hassle trying to miss focus on myself from 10 feet away. No thank you. So if I'm building around that i9 14900K, with that, I am debating 96 gigabytes of RAM. I don't want to run out of time here. I hate editing and then it starts slowing down. I have 32. I feel like doubling that is not going to be fun enough. 64, like gross. So 96, or should I go for the 128? You chime. Feel free to chime. So does RAM matter that much? Can we even use the damn stuff beyond like 20 gigs? I don't know. Okay, we're in Astia now, which someone rudely said was not good for skin tones. You're lying to yourself. You're a joke. We're gonna switch to his. He was like, pro neg for skin. You're wrong. So wrong. So when it comes to video editing in general, do we need much? I just want silence, no RGBs, just work. It's been about 5 years. That's not really long enough. That should have lasted 10 years, my PC, but it was kind of underkill then. So now I am debating the 4080 Super. Is that too much? Could I pump it up to 4090? That would be stupid. 4080 Super, pretty good. Could I get away with less? 3090, way cheaper, but is that good enough? A 4080 non-super? Gross. 4070 Ti Super. The confusing thing is I look for 4080 Super and then I see like 40 of them, all different prices, and some are really cheap. And I'm like, why is that one much cheaper? It's different brands. There's like Gigabyte. Don't quote me on any of these brands. Puni. Should I get Puni? Come on, Puni.com. I've been there. Is it good enough? Can you cheap out on something like that? Isn't it the same thing? It's just a different company made it. Sure, they used clay instead of wood. You'll be fine, man. ProNeg standard. Gross. This is the comment I got. Way better than Astia. Side by side? No. I'm the guru here. What is this? Disgusting. It's probably better. I haven't seen it yet. Uh-oh. So feel free to chime in on these specs and your recommendations, but only if you're an expert and you know what the hell you're talking about. I don't want to hear some random gamer with his Dorito fingers telling me like, hey bro, comes with free Mountain Dew, you gotta... I just want really good video speeds, editing. I don't care about rendered times as much. It's about like scrub and play, and it's not slowing down at any point. When it comes to the motherboard, I was surprised to see they're all coming with Wi-Fi now. That's so gross to me. How do you rip that part out? So let me know the best motherboard that will fit these components. Damn it, I hate the math and the chess pieces where it's like, oh, if you buy this, you're limited to this selection of these. In a motherboard, my perfect motherboard would have many really fast USB-C and 3.2, like really a lot of outlets, because that's what's holding me back. My frickin' SD card reader is only to a USB-C and the cord's like this long and it's out back. I gotta reach. I don't need that life. So like, I don't know if that has more to do with the case or the motherboard. I don't know a lot of things in life, but I've made it this far. So like, I want a really nice case, a white one maybe, something clean looking, super cooling, silent cooling fans that don't even move ever. Liquid cooling, ice, dry ice cooling. We're now in ProNeg High with slightly enhanced contrast. There's nothing slight about what I just saw. My hair turned blacker than the night. But whatever, these people think this is the portrait profile. You're lying to yourself. So far, those are the main specs. Do I need 850 watt power? Is that enough? Or do I need the 1000 giggers? And does that mean I have to pay more electricity money? If it's 1000 watts, it's constantly running at 1000, is it? Or is it running lower until it needs it type of thing? I don't want to be spending 14 cents a month more. I refuse. But it's little things like the RAM speed. Do I need DDR5 versus 4? Does the speed really matter that much? The budget to the cost performance ratio, it's always something you're playing with no matter what you're looking to buy. For example, I just bought a vacuum blender, but it's just the lid that attaches to my blender, and it was way cheaper than buying an actual blender. So like, it should be good enough. and it was way cheaper, and it should perform the same. I just don't want to cheap out. When the guy was building this one, like, I thought we were on the same page with like, yeah, it's not a budget PC. I'm looking to edit 8K video and stuff, and he built me this, and it's lasted. It's been okay, but like, it could have been much better from the start, and it might have lasted longer, and we wouldn't even be having this talk right now. So like, I don't want to cheap out. On the other hand, I don't want to spend like $1,000 more for like a 1% increase. Some of you know the perfect sweet spot. You know it's not the sweet spot? This Real Ace bullshit profile that has been the ugliest one I've ever seen. I put it in, it's just like the shadows are weird, my beard looks weird. On screen it looks fine, but then I get it into the computer, I'm like, what the hell is that? Something looks melted, burnt. My face looks burnt and gray and nasty. Now I'm debating getting two 2TB SSD drives instead of having just the one super slow but bigger drive. Just two decently fast ones, because I do often bring files from back and forth in between. Having two, I think that would be nice, because right now the 1TB SSD, it gets pretty filled up, especially with all these damn RAW files I've been using lately, and we're on ProRes with the Fuji just because it edits so smoothly. Ah man, it's getting annoying, and I have so many videos always, so I'm like deleting the source files immediately. If I need to make changes on that video, it's not happening. So let me know your ideas on SSD drives and the speeds. I would want like my main one to be faster, the second one could be slower, but still SSD instead of the spinny one that scares me. Classic neg, you beauty. These are the best for photos, I like. If I'm ever out and I take a picture of something like classic neg, wow, this filmic look, and then I film myself, I'm like, what the hell is that? It's not the best for this. So let me know your brands of SSD as well. Crucial, Samsung, is that worth it? I have the worst backup system of all time. Like, I have my 1TB that I edit on, and then once those videos are finished, I scoot them over to the 2TB storage drive, and then at the end of the year, I scoot that entire year over to backup just USB drives that are super slow, but they're like 16 terabytes each. So those are both backed up redundant drives. So every video I've ever made is on one of those drives and then copied on the second one. And that's gonna be full one day, and I'm gonna need 2 more of those, or hopefully better technology exists. Never really looked into the whole RAID system and all that NASDAQ stuff. That's what it's called. No thank you. Nostalgic neg. Orange mode confirmed. It's warmer than it should be. Speaking of which, what cooling system? Huh? See how we segued that? Do I need liquid cooling? Do I need something new? Is there some new shit? It sprays ice on the board. Just a fan. Just no RGB bullshit with your fancy lights. Just silence. And then I really should treat the room, but I'm in a living room. I'm not in a studio. I can't just put carpets on the wall. And I would love to do that one day. And then we get actual nice audio instead of me having to do like noise reduction in Davinci and like voice isolation. I sound like a robot who's talking from you, from a fridge, from you, from a fridge. I've refused to do it anymore. So let me know your ideal video editing rig down below if you agree or disagree with any of these parts. And if you're a super expert that you build these things every day, then email me vegetablepolice@gmail.com, then we'll talk further. Then you can guide me through it, and I will not pay you anything. And thank you for working for free because you're a slave bitch. That's probably not going to get a lot of help on that one. Oh boy, I do not know how to curtsy people. That's not the word. I changed profiles to distract you from the fact that my vocabulary couldn't keep up with an 8-year-old child born in the Middle East. So like, that's fine. This is Acros with red channel, which for some reason gives me such flawless skin. I really should seek no further and just use this. It's hilarious. It just, because Acne's red, and this is like eliminating the red channels in a black and white type thing. And then I was like, holy shit, baby boy skin has been achieved. Sorry if I insulted the Middle East people. You're pretty smart. Smarter than us spiritually, that's for sure. God was around there sometimes, I've heard. I'll leave on a high note. Do you agree? PC, fun to build? Is it harder than I think? Do I need Windows 11 Pro, or is home enough? Am I getting myself in over my head where I'm going to be like, oh my God, what happened? Why is nothing working? The BIOS, it melted. And I don't know any of this stuff. I'm going to be going in blind. I'm scared. But I don't know, man. I'll feel like a man when I'm finished. Building your own PC. Wow. I'll leave after you donate Bitcoin. Contribute to the PC fund. How you do? Subscribe for more, man.